But maybe tell us a little bit about your links. You said you were born in Vincent Pallotti, so you are actually South African.
Yeah, I am. I've just renewed my passport, feeling really good. So I was born, my parents were both South African, and we left when I was 3 years old, so I don't really remember much of it then. Basically, my mum and dad didn't feel comfortable bringing up us 4 girls under apartheid. They love South Africa passionately, but it was a difficult decision for them, and my dad's work took him away, and I think that's what was kind of like the springboard to thinking, let's go. So I've grown up in the UK, but then when Tom and I got married, we had the opportunity of coming back. So we came back for 2 years, lived here, and Christchurch, Kenilworth has always been a key part of my family's life. I know my mum was here, cousins have come, great friends of ours have been married here, and so I kind of feel like if you'll let us be adoptees, we'd quite like to be.
Tom, maybe tell us a little bit about that time when you came to live in South Africa. What was that like?
Well, it was very inspiring for me. You know, genuinely, actually, so we'll talk a little bit later about some of the work that I've been involved in is around the area of transforming society. And honestly, the inspiration for that was my time here. I think it was something God had put on my heart. I can remember as a teenager, but I just didn't sort of feeling there's got to be more that the church has to say to society. When I grew up, really we had very little. There were 2 or 3 issues essentially around medical ethics, which you know are really important issues. But it was like the church would talk about that, and they'd sort of try to organise a petition in our country. It was basically as far as it went. And I was like, surely God has got more to say to our nation than that. And when we came here, it was 1995. You had just won another World Cup.
I'd just been born.
You'd just been born.
Come on, what a moment.
Equally momentous, in fact, more so actually. You know, Nelson Mandela had been elected as president, and there was such a wave of belief in this country. And there was such coming from a country, you know, I love our country, but, you know, it felt like everything was fixed in a dim and distant past, and you didn't even think about how to interact with that. It was accepted as a given. And then coming here, you were asking questions like, what kind of nation do we want to be? It's a new rainbow nation, nation building. And the thing that really struck me was the Constitution was being written, but it was this sense of we can all play a part in making the difference. I don't know if it's still like that now. I haven't been around long enough, but honestly, it really struck me. So we had a friend who was an actuary. I didn't really know what an actuary was, but I knew it was something clever. And but he was involved creating jobs for people who wouldn't otherwise have had jobs. He was using his business to create more jobs deliberately. We had friends who were helping people build their homes so they felt a real long-term ownership in it, people creating Medicare clinics and so forth. And what struck me was it was life-giving for them. They were actually more energized. It was so much better than a life just focused, built around yourself. So that is probably the biggest thing I've taken away from here, other than the wine, the great food, you know,
Well, we'd love to hear more on that, because I know you had a significant time on Nordic Beach, didn't you, while you were here, and we'll hear a little bit more on that.